Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am here today to do the tutorial slash craft with me video that I said I would do. I believe it was a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I posted on my Instagram some pictures where I showed you guys these altered Rolodex cards that I made for the Edgar Allan Poe journal that I'm doing for a swap with Release the Craftin', who is Priscilla, and she has a YouTube channel as well and an Instagram, and I will link her down below because she's already completed her journal for me, and I will link that down below so you guys can check it out. It's amazing! But I am nearing completion of her journal. Finally, I know. And yeah, so I asked you guys on my Instagram if you wanted to maybe see a tutorial for these, and if you wanted me to show you the secret element of them. And if you have been following me for a while here on my channel, then you may remember that I did make something similar in the Creatures of the Night journal that I made for PinkOddBird in the swap that we did back in, I want to say November. So yeah, I made a smaller one just like this. So I'll just show you a close-up shot of this one. And so these are vintage Rolodex cards that were gifted to me by Dolly, who is Gypsy Rose Papery, a long time ago, and I've just dyed some of these with rooibos, which is red tea. Isn't it gorgeous? Sorry about the lighting, you guys know my deal with lighting, but I'm trying to do this in the best natural light possible. So, excuse me, and some of these are regular tea dye. And then for Christmas, and some Happy Mail, Dolly sent me these larger ones, and when I opened the box and saw these, I knew exactly what I was going to do with them, and I really loved the way the little one came out for the Creatures of the Night journal, so I wanted to make some larger ones because the secret little element of these sorry guys, it's been a while, I know, and I have been sick for the past couple of weeks. I'm finally better for the most part. So sorry if I stumble a little bit. You guys know I get rusty, I get nervous still after all this time. But anyway, so the secret element of these little cards is the fact that it's not just one card. It's actually two of these put together to make a hidden pocket. And like I said, I did make one of these for the Creatures of the Night journal, and it was one of the small ones. And so when you do make it with the smaller ones, of course the pocket is very small, as you can see, so you can only stick something really skinny in there. And that's why I said I was really, 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 really happy to get the larger ones, because I knew that I would be able to make a larger pocket. And for this one, I just stuck in this coffee dyed index card as an example. This will not be the final thing that goes inside of this, but so yeah, I'll just show you a close-up of what I've done with these. So on the front, I have done just a little collage of some elements that I've fussy cutted. This is from some specialty paper that PinkOddBird sent to me a while ago, and I've been hoarding it, and I finally had to break it out because it was just too perfect for the theme of this journal. This is like a little vintage desk set with some ink pots and whatever this is in the center. So I cut that out, and I cut these roses out from some scrapbooking paper. There's some cheesecloth layered behind here, and then of course the leaf trim that you guys know I love. And then I've just sewn around the edges, and actually with this one I kind of forgot to sew this edge here because, and I will, side note, I will show you guys an example of these without doing it on the sewing machine, because I know not everyone has a sewing machine. But what I do is I sew around the edges of them to disguise the fact that there is a pocket here. So you can see that I've done it with this one, but I kind of forgot to do it with these before I glued them together. But here's the back. There's just some pin nibs here and some leaves. You can see where I've added the seam binding bow here at the top. Just stuck it through the holes there. And here's the larger one. There's a desk that I cut out, and then this ink pot is from that specialty paper as well. More roses. This is a pin that I cut out from some scrapbooking paper, and then this is a stamp. This is a stamp as well from Graphic 45. I'll show you the set really quick. I believe this is from the typography collection. I may be mistaken because it doesn't say on the back, but this is the product number. I see either 0 or 0283, just in case you're interested. I just got these recently. My scrapbook store was having a sale because my scrapbooking lady told me that Graphic 45 is no longer going to be making stamps anymore, which was, I was devastated when she told me that because they make some of my most favorite stamps. So she was selling them for buy one get one free, so I tried to grab as many as I could afford. But anyway, this is a stamp, and I just stamped it onto some scrap coffee dyed paper and sewed it onto the front. And I've added some trim. There's more cheesecloth here, and this is the back. I've just added a rose. Sorry about the lighting changing, you guys. Come on, focus. So that's the back. And like I said, these are two stuck together. So what you have to do to make them is you're going to take two that you like, and you need to pick the sides that you like, because once you stick them together, you know one side you're not going to be able to see anymore. So you pick the sides that you like, and then you're going to decorate the sides first and do all the things that you want to do to it first, especially if you're going to sew them together. And then when you're done decorating them, then you're going to glue them together, sew them together if you wish. And then if you are sewing them together, like I said, you can use your sewing detail to help camouflage the fact that there is a pocket here. But if you don't have a sewing machine, you can always hand sew, which is something that I love to do. You can use embroidery floss. I've got this metallic thread that I may use, things like that. Or you can use trims, you can use rosettes, you can use fabric pieces that you've fussy cut out, like florals and things like that, laces. I think you get the idea. So anything you can do to sort of camouflage the fact that it's a secret pocket, if you choose to do it that way. But yeah, you want to do all of that before you glue them together, because you know once you do, it's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to be able to do anything else. So I've already started one because I actually started a video prior to this, and then I had to delete it. So I've picked out 2 of the smaller cards, and this one I'm going to do with no sewing machine work for you guys who don't own one. And this one is going to be related to the poem The Raven. And so I've already picked out some elements, and I've glued down this raven claw here. And then I've got a couple of feathers. I've got some scrap pieces of fabrics and trims here that I may use. And then I thought as well I may do just a bit of hand sewing work in case you guys want to see that. So first, I've just layered up some of this mesh. I've added a piece of cheesecloth that I've dyed myself. It's just this here. Just used some sprays and such to dye it gray. And then I glued on top of that this raven's claw, or talons, however you want to say it. I don't know if that's the proper term for a bird as a claw, but that's all I've done. And then you do want to keep in mind that if you are going to add the seam binding here, you want to allow for a little bit of space up at the top that is going to be covered up by that ribbon. But you know, you can add any type of ribbon you want. You can add twine. You don't have to add seam binding. You know, you guys use your imagination. Use what you like. So I've got this medallion here. You guys, if you have seen any of my other journals, you know that I use these quite a bit, and I find these at Joann's and just places like that. In the jewelry section, you can find a pack of 20 to 30 of these for just a couple of dollars. I try to get these on clearance and sales as much as I can because they are very, 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 very useful. As you can see here, I've made quite a few of these, and I've just glued on one of the Tim Holtz Halloween resin roses. We can get it to focus here. Come on. But anyway, it's just a pretty little embellishment, and it would be really pretty with some fabric banner pieces or paper banner pieces underneath it to embellish the corner of a page or an envelope or anything. So my idea here, I really wanted to add these feathers somehow. So I've just got 2 small black feathers here, and I thought that the medallion would be great to sort of hide the backs of, or the tops of the feathers, and give me some area to glue them down. And then I've got this little die cut word piece here that I thought I could add to the top there, so it'll look something like this. But since it was black on black, I thought maybe I could just add a couple of, or one of these little silver pieces of that leaf trim, which you guys know I love to use. And then maybe just stick it up in this corner here. And I don't know if I mentioned, but this is a craft with me video, so grab some coffee and sit down and craft with me, you guys. I love watching videos like this when I craft, so yeah, I think I like that. It's simple. I don't think it needs a lot, so I think that's what we'll do there. So before I glue that down, I would like to go around the edges of this. I was going to use the embroidery floss, but I think I'm going to use this red metallic thread instead. And if you guys, I have a love-hate relationship with metallic thread, more so hate than love with my sewing machine. I don't know if it's just a kind of sewing machine I have. I have the Project Runway Brother sewing machine. But if you guys know of a really good metallic thread brand that won't break consistently, let me know down below, please, because I've tried so many different kinds and they're great. You get going and then all of a sudden they break. And I've tried different tensions, I've tried all different kinds of things, and they always end up just breaking on me. So if you have any tips or tricks or know of a better brand or anything like that, just let me know down below. Okay, so I've got my thread, and I've got it tangled. I've tied a knot at the end, and basically I'm going to pick a spot along the edge on the inside where my starting point will be a little bit camouflaged, I guess, just to be safe. Just because of OCD and perfectionism, I suppose. And I'm just going to do an extremely simple, rather organic hand stitch around the entire edge of the card. And I'm going to make sure to tie off my starting point so that it does not come loose, and I'm going to double knot that just to be safe. Okay, I'm going to do a few stitches and then I'm going to pause the video and it'll focus. Sorry guys. I'm going to do a few stitches, pause the video, there we go, and then I'll come back to you when it's all done. So let's see, how do I want to do this? I could either go around the edge, or I can just go like this. Let's see. I just want to show you the easiest way possible. I'm not an expert at all, but I have done hand stitching quite a bit. But I really just let's just do the easy way. We're just going to go in and out, in and out. So I'm just going to go in and out, in and out. Sorry about the state of my dry hands, you guys. I coffee dyed a few days ago. I've been playing with inks, and I wash my hands a lot. And you guys are getting a really wonderful close-up, so be nice. So sorry I keep going out of frame. If you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just doing the most simple stitch on earth. And I really, really love that really homey, really rustic type thing. I really love that aesthetic. So this is, I'm just showing you this, you know, as an option if you love the stitched look but you don't own a sewing machine. Thread is super cheap. Needles are even cheaper than thread. And you can oftentimes find sewing kits at dollar stores. So, you know, you can find kits that will have thread and needles all in one. So super inexpensive. And then you don't even need a sewing machine, you guys. You can do it all by hand. And I'm not gonna lie, it can be time consuming, but with something as simple as this, it doesn't take quite as long as you would think once you get going. So I'm gonna pause here and I will be back when I'm all done. Okay, so I am done, and this is what it looks like. Let's see if I can, there we go. So really just rustic and no worries, just, you know, free. And I, just like I would have done with the sewing machine, once I got to the holes at the top here, I literally just went straight across and kind of just did a loop and tied it off at the end of each hole. Loop here, did a loop here, did a loop, and went back. And so I'm at the end now, back where I started, and I'm just going to go back through here, and I'm going to tie it off, and then once again do a double knot, just for security. I'm going to do a triple knot, and this will end up being glued down once I put them together, but I do want to make sure that it does not come apart. And just for the sake of this video and saving time, I'm not going to sew the back side of this card, but that's okay because the front is really what you want to concentrate on as far as the decorating. So I'm going to cut the excess off here, and now I can glue my, and you know what, I think I'm going to use glossy accents for this. Whoops! It's not a good video unless you have an accident, right? Party foul. So I'm going to use glossy accents to glue down the feathers and the medallion here. So let's poke the hole and make sure that's good and open, and make sure they're situated how I like them. This one's kind of messed up, so I'm going to put that one on the bottom. Just put a nice little, well, of course it's not. I really wish that they would improve on their bottles. So I'm going to get this down how I think I want it to go. It's got little pieces stuck all over it, of course. And then let's put a little bit on the back of this. Actually, let's put a lot of it and make sure it's stuck down really well. I love these little medallion pieces. You really can just do so much with them. Really versatile. Maybe I put too much, but that's okay because the majority of it will be covered up. Is my head in the shot? Probably. And I'm going to have to move this feather over a little bit. Okay. And then guess we use this to glue this down. Just going to add a tiny bit. Maybe let's add one there. Let's add both of them since we've already got them here and they're scraps, so let's just use them up. Maybe like this. And then all we have left is our little die cut word. I did that backwards, but it's okay. To move that over just a bit. Okay, smush that down. Make sure it's nice and adhered. And I see how just doing that little bit of thread around the edges just adds so much more detail in the background, because it is rather plain. And I could have done like some stamping or embossing, inking, but that's okay. I just wanted to show you something quick. And honestly, if I wasn't trying to be a little bit more quick, I probably would have done something more, but that is okay. So this will be the back side of our card, which can be written on. Let's find one with a little bit better markings on it. Ooh, I like this one. Ooh, that one's even better. Yes, I like that one. Okay, so got this one and this one. I like this one. So I want to decide which side is going to have the opening for our pocket. So this is going to be the side that's showing, or maybe I should do this side. Yeah, I like this one better. So I'm going to carefully hold this and flip this over. Since the sewing is here, I think that this side should be the pocket, so I'll remember that. So that means I'm going to glue down the little raven on this side. And maybe let's add a bit of trim on this side down at the bottom, which would be cool because when we put it together, it'll show along the front as it dangles down. Let me try from this side since it's not all wrinkled on that side. And you know, I think it would be cool to do like maybe some splatters or something. Maybe that's what it's missing. Okay. Just going to roll this back up really quick. Okay. So, what do you think? Maybe a little bit of red splatters, perhaps? Thinking. I spilled a good amount of this last night all over the table, and oh gosh, I was devastated. But I managed to soak up a bunch of it on some scrap paper. Oh gosh, I was mad too. I was so angry. What if, let me grab my pencil. What if we just go around the edges of it? So I'm going to go around the edges of it and I'll be right back. Okay, so to sort of match a lot of what is going on with the theme of the journal, kind of just went along the top edge of the card, and to try and hurry up, I just dripped down some red ink and I went ahead and glued the trim to the bottom of the card, and I also added a tiny bit of the red ink to the top of the front so that it matched the back. And so all we have to do is glue on this little raven guy, and then we're going to be done. Just a little bit of glossy accent there. Sort of turn him and make it look like he's chilling on that trim there. Okay, and so the back is done. I'm going to glue these together and be right back. Okay, you guys, so this is our finished altered Rolodex card with a secret hidden pocket, and I've just added some pieces of the red burlap as a bow at the top. So this is the front, and that's the little raven embellishment that we made, the feathers and the raven claw. You can see the dangly trim from the back, and this is the back. Very simple. Remember, this is the no-sew one that I showed you how to make with hand stitching on the front. Just some inking at the top, a little acetate raven and some trim glued onto the back, and the pocket is on this end. Get hand in there. You can see there's the pocket. Doesn't have anything in it at the moment. So there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. So the principle would be exactly the same to make a larger one, and remember, if you're going to use the sewing machine, just do your stitching around the cards. For the detail stitching, do that before you get ready to stitch them together. Do all of your work just like you would if you were going to, glue them together. Do all of that before you get ready to put them together. do that as a final stage, because you won't be able to do anything once you put them together. And then you can just add your little bow at the top and then stick your little card in there once the glue's dry, and that's that. You could, if you wanted to, not even do anything on the back, and you could attach this to your page. Priscilla, don't look. You could attach this to a page in your journal if you wanted to, as a little tuck spot. So let me find a little journal card. Sorry. Just grab a little journal card here. Sorry, I've just got a bunch of stuff piled over here. So I've got a journaling card. So you could attach the sides to the page and have this as a tuck spot here, but you would also have your secret pocket inside here. But the only thing I've done with them so far is use them as floating envelopes. So I would just take a clothespin, a paper clip or bulldog clip, and just attach it to the page like this. So that's that, you guys. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch and listen to me ramble on. I hope you guys will be back for the next tutorial, in which, what did I do with it? Where's my little itty bitty book? If I can find it, I made a little itty bitty book, and I was going to show you guys. Oh my goodness. Can't find the little book. Anyway, I'll give you guys a link to the Instagram post where I showed the little book. So I'll do a tutorial for that, and you guys can check that out. But until next time, I hope you guys have a good afternoon, and I'll see you later. Bye.